Are doing great out there. Okay, guys, let's see what's going on with you. Welcome back, all subscribers, and anyone new, welcome, welcome. Let's jump right in here. And for those of you who are new, this is where I take astrology with tarot and make a small horoscope for the month. So let's see what's going on. And we're going to use only one of the 12 houses as the kind of overall, right? Okay, guys, let's see what's going on. Okay, best messages coming out. Let's see. Roll the dice. Roll the dice. Looks like we have some Scorpio energy coming out with the 10th house. Ooh. With some North Node over here going on. The North Node is the soul's mission. Okay, it suggests experiences that are in line with your soul's destiny and from which you can gain advancement in your spiritual development and karmic path. It appears to be speaking of karmic gain and soul growth. And we're going to be using Vesta for that, since that's the spirit, the center of spirit over here. Let's see what's going on here. Vesta, Vesta, Vesta. The goddess within your sacred spiritual center and quiet dignity. It's got that soul purpose. Vesta is a part of the sun, so it's still diving deep within those karmic areas, and with, of course, that soul purpose. Okay, and over here we have doing it Scorpio style. This energy is intense, masterful, thoughtful, and magnetically charming, but also secretive and possessive. Bring straight into the 10th house. This is the area of your life that is overwhelming you. You yield to a greater cause of power. So whatever is overwhelming your spiritual growth, whatever is overwhelming you to get back on your journey, or with you being on your soul's journey, right? It's kind of like, okay, so what is the purpose? There feels like there's some kind of maybe hidden agenda, hidden meaning here that you're not seeing for some of you. So let's dive deeper into this and see what's going on throughout the month when we're talking about this 10th house. Of course, what's overwhelming you is going to be a lot different from you to somebody else, right? So take what resonates, what doesn't resonate, throw away. It's meant for someone else, and let's get going. And remember, guys, time is a little fluid, so, you know, even if it says the beginning of the month, it might start coming right towards that mid-month, right? And whatever's happening in the mid-month might actually be starting to really pick up pace in the end month. So, and same with the end month going into the next month, okay? So just remember that. This is just when we're picking up the energy. Best messages for the situation, going straight into the beginning of the month, the middle of the month, and the end of the month. The beginning of the month is talking about that creativity, romance, charm, imagination, following your heart's passion over here when you're on your soul's journey. It's like, I need to follow this. This is where my heart is calling me, right? There could be some kind of manipulation or some kind of self-expression going on. Maybe you haven't expressed yourself enough when it comes to this soul's journey. You're trying to follow your heart, but maybe you're not expressing it enough, right? If we're trying to manifest something as well to come through, maybe you're not using enough action, enough expression. When we're also talking about, you know, manifesting, we're also be talking about maybe when you're scripting, you're not using enough expressive words, right? You need to have that clarity and understanding of what it truly is to be able to, right, really get what it is you're trying to do for that wealth, for that protection, for that overall success, right? But it does feel like it's more, when we're talking about following this destiny, it does feel like it's more on a money making. What am I really choosing, or how am I going to get there? I'm following my heart for this abundance, for this overall success, excuse me. Spirit is saying right now it's time to really take on some leadership skills, really get overly disciplined, right? Really put in that discipline. And we just got out of that strawberry moon, which was talking about putting in that discipline, right? Wanting that discipline, but also keeping yourself in a grounded energy. And this here is the King of Pentacles, which is talking about grounded energy. making sure that it's not too far out, right, to where I can't reach it, right? Right now, I need something a little more grounded, something that I can get there, something that's not going to allow me to just feel like everything I'm doing is all talk and I'm having a hard time getting to this this place, right? I'm having a hard time planting my feet. So you might want to feel like you're getting more in touch with your feelings with the Knight of Cups about what it truly is you want to ensure that you're really taking care of that lifestyle, taking care of what it is you're looking for. So let's clarify on the Knight of Cups. Yep, doing it all, carrying a lot of burdens. Here comes that overwhelming. Here comes that 10th house of saying, this is where I feel like I'm carrying all this weight, or it's becoming stressful. It's becoming a burden. I'm feeling like I'm having a rough time getting to where it is that I need to be. I'm engaging in all these situations, but it just feels like they're not complementing each other the way my feeling is compared to where I'm going, right? It's something's imbalanced, for sure. And definitely feeling like there is a lot of opportunities. There is a lot of daydreaming about the situation, wanting and searching for that purpose. Well, that purpose is that, here we go with that North Node, feeling like I have to get in touch with this, making a lot of choices. And it does feel like whatever's going on over here, when we're talking about the kind of all talk, right, in the self expression, it's kind of like, am I giving myself enough choices? Right? It almost feels like there could be a restriction. Some of you, I feel like you're restricting a situation that's not allowing the door to open. You might be trying to say it can only happen this way, and you're not giving and allowing the universe to give you enough choices. So you're restricting your daydreams, right? Overthinking the situation is really what it feels like. Yeah, so it's causing friction against your destiny. It's causing friction against your success. Right? So it's saying what you need to do is provide yourself, right, with more openness and no restrictions. Allowing yourself to become more disciplined in that area. Yes, look at the bigger picture for what it's for. You already have the daydreaming and understanding, but there doesn't need to be any restrictions. Just take that leadership role, take that challenge. Okay. Do not allow yourself to have any kind of mental fighting within yourself, right? There's no reason to do that. There's no, it's almost like you're clashing against yourself. So Spirit says there's no reason to be clashing against yourself right now as you're getting these opportunities. You just need to, keep going. Allow these things to just flow. Don't look at everything from, a restrictive point. Okay. Going straight into the mid-month. Mid-month is talking about, yes, having some kind of emotional pain. There could be some kind of separation, depression, something. You guys might also be dealing with someone of some kind of betrayal. Somebody who's not seeing it your way, but you are definitely seeing this tower moment, right, where it's this awakening of the understanding of where it's going to make you feel stronger. So all of a sudden you're going to have this tower moment, because you're going to have this upsetness, and this upsetness could come from a Leo, it could come from a Scorpio, right? But it's kind of like right, and it's going to be in a very intense. I see the Scorpio coming up so far this month is an intense energy, right? And kind of possessive as well. And I feel like the possessiveness is just in the beginning of the month where it's like I'm giving it restrictions. I'm trying to control outcomes. You can't control outcomes, right? We put it out there. The universe controls the rest. We just take the action, right? So this is saying that I become more confident utilizing this period. This is going to give you a utilization period of renovating and renewing, right, the challenges and therefore, it's kind of like, because this tower is happening, it's going to make me wake up to that situation, and it's going to want me to reevaluate what's going on around this situation. And it's actually going to allow me, it's going to allow you, right, to become more confident. Yeah, there it comes the sun. So after the pain, the grief, and the tower, you're definitely going to feel this happiness coming through, but it was the best thing. It's kind of crazy because it's kind of like, yeah, it's going to bring out the sun for you, but it's also kind of like, it's a blessing. That's what it is. It's a blessing in disguise, because you have the sun and the Ace of Pentacles. This grief and this tower moment that this chaos that you're going through, is actually going to be a blessing in disguise. Wow, there's that Scorpio again saying there's something secretive, something hidden going on. When it comes to this is actually going to move you towards your abundance. It's going to move you towards what it is you're trying to manifest, what you're trying to put together over here, right? Even though you might not see it right away, it's like the building blocks of getting to the next step, right? And it's kind of funny because it's kind of like saying it's going to be hidden. It's hidden. You're not going to really see that that's exactly what it's doing, but Spirit is saying this is what it's doing. I have to remove this old piece, or this old way of thinking, or this person, or whatever, and do a shakeup, because this shakeup that I'm going to bring, this devastating shakeup, is going to actually change you into this beautiful Queen of Wands, because you're going to kind of throw your hands up and say, you know what, screw it all, right? And then it's going to bring in this more confident you. But it's that blessing in disguise. It's that need to happen. It's going to, there it is, change your whole world, allow you to dance within the universe, get you ready, and really putting you into a new chapter, a new cycle of fulfillment and attainment to where you need to be. So it's going to kind of quantum leap you. It's forcing you out of, like I said, either one way of thinking or one way of being. Let's just put it that way. So that you can have that wholeness and feel that accomplishment. That way you can actually start getting to what it is you're trying to really do over here. So it is going to be very overwhelming. But it's like the universe is setting you up, my friends. You can say it that way. The universe is setting you up. It's a setup. It's a universal setup. So when that tower moment comes and that pain really hits, just remember, oh, I see, you're causing a disaster so that will no longer be there. Because if we didn't have tower moments, there'll be no change. There'd be no sudden insights. You'd just be stuck doing the same thing over and over, and there'll be no real attainment for something, right? Because once something dies, new comes, right? So it's kind of like that, letting go to allow new doors to open. And then that's where the Seven of Cups really will come in its own way, right? Because it's almost like you're stuck between these choices anyways. And the universe says, well, you don't have to be stuck there. I'm going to actually give you a blessing in disguise. Boom, the gift from the universe. So in the end of the month, you have the Two of Cups, which is resetting yourself. Yes, there will be a waiting period, and it can be kind of a panic moment. Do not allow the panic to overwhelm you and overcome your energy. You might feel like you're kind of lack of energy towards the end of the month when that happens, but it's also saying that you are realigning yourself, and you're going to feel more of a mutual connection, even though there's going to be times of frustration. Okay. Absolutely, because it's moving you out of your comfort zone. That's why you're upset. So you have the mutual attraction that's coming in, because that's what the universe is bringing towards you as that secret underlining boom effect to your success. It's aligning you. The Two of Cups is literally saying, I'm aligning your heart to receive what it is that you were putting out there. So it's pretty much what you're following your heart to. It's putting you in that alignment, but yet it causes, right, this frustration. but it's also the frustration because you're going to feel like you're, like I said, pushed out of your comfort zone. Why do we know you're pushed out of your comfort zone? Because you don't have a comfy blanket on anymore. If you were this way, you'd be in your head and you'd have that comforter over you. So it's removing your comforter, it's your security blanket. And yeah, that's gonna, it's going to allow you to feel like panic, but before you know it, as soon as that security blanket is out and off, there's that secrets again. It's almost like it's like revealing its secret to you. We'll see why. Pretty much we already know why. Because it caused a tower moment for something beautiful to come in. You just won't see it right away. And as you're sitting in the kind of waiting game over here, as things are moving a little slow, it's slowly releasing your comfort blanket, but that's going to release worries and bring you back into hope. But it's just so slow. It knows what it's doing. It says it's because you were resisting some kind of change. You were trying to walk away from the overall change to the situation. So what it's saying is, I wanted this to happen, but I didn't want to have that much change. This is where the battle kind of comes in. And it's saying that's, but it's saying this is, yeah, it took what you didn't want to change and it took it away from you because that's what needed to change. I think for a lot of you, you know what it is. And that was the fear in itself, is that change. And you were trying to, like I said, walk around it, not, wishfully thinking that, I can still hold on to this and it's going to be okay and I can still have this, but there's no room for it. The universe is saying there's no room for it, so you can't keep that. That's not healthy. You really want this, which you're proving you do, I'm taking it away. Universal takeaway. 2 major arcanas and an ace of pentacles. That's the universe stepping in. And even though it's not going to feel like a blessing in the very beginning, it's going to feel like, oh my God, why is this all happening to me? It's not happening to you, it's happening for you. Even though it's not going to feel that way. For some of you, it's going to be kind of devastating, like overly devastating. No matter what, it's going to be frustrating and overly devastating, but it will cause this awakening. It will cause this kind of determination and joy, because it's just going to feel like all of a sudden everything's gone, and then it's almost like towards the end of the month, or the mid of the month, it could be around the 19th or so, you're going to feel like once you kind of get out of that, you're going to feel more encouraged and more confident, but then you're going to kind of slide back, right? You're going to kind of slide back down. But it's definitely, no matter what it is, even if you're saying, you know what, I never did feel courage, it's just now I'm focused on that. Because no matter what, the Queen of Wands still has that focus. Just don't make it into a determined focus of only focusing on the negative. Okay, because you have so much accomplishment. So this over here says that it is a slow down kind of energy that, like I said, could put you into kind of a panic mode, frustration and delays, because you're not going to be really 100% seeing how you're changing to get to that goal. But it's saying this is where the healing is going to come in. Keep your hope and faith, strong, because that's exactly what it's doing. Okay, as it's removing that comfort blanket. Clarifying why it's removing the comfort blanket. We already know why, but what's the give us a kind of an overall to the situation. Causing release and confusion. But there's going to be some kind of information overload coming. It is going to cause a little confusion. Your intuition may not be strong at this time. but it does feel like, you know what, there will be some direct communication, and that communication could cause also confusion, and it could be from a Queen of Swords, it could be from a Gemini, it doesn't have to be, it could be from anybody. But you can also feel like your perception is starting to change a little, and then as it starts changing, as that comfort blanket is removing itself little by little, as you are shifting and really changing, you will have a clearer mind to what's going on. But it's just because it's going so slow, it's going to be a while before you can actually see the good news and the achievements that are coming towards you. Okay, so don't just see it as a painful ending. Make sure that you see it for what it is. And this is right. This is because it is putting you back into balance. Okay, and making you more adaptable for the decisions that you need as you continue on your journey for the Wheel of Fortune, because the wheel is turning in your favor, even though with the ups and the downs, it does feel right that it's more chaotic than it is good. But you know what? Everything is unpredictable, but it's definitely leaving you into a new comfort zone. But this is the comforts of your rewards as you're removing that old comfort blanket, giving you a new, pretty much a new comfort blanket. Unfortunately, in life, we always have a comfort blanket, because this is saying this is where your new comfort is, right? And then when I want to get rid of that to let you excel again, then we will get rid of that comfort blanket, and then you can move on. The problem is most people do not want to get out of a comfort zone, and they do not want to get out of what is comfortable, right? So it's like every step we have this, right? It's kind of like the baby. I'm going to remove your pacifier. That baby is going to be very upset when you get rid of that pacifier. Right? Because you're removing something that's comfortable to them, or even changing. Sometimes you change their rooms around. They really like the rooms, but then they realize their blanket is gone. Where's my blankie? Right? And you're like, I bought you a new blankie. Well, I don't want that blankie. I want the blankie I had. Right? So it's kind of like throughout time, we're always being moved out of a comfort zone, right? For enhancement, right? Of what it is we truly want to better ourselves, and for learning. And remember, this is the North Node. This is karmic. This is where you need to be. This is where your soul purpose is. So it is definitely moving you where you need to be. My friends, you manifested this. Allow the universe to work with you. And remember, anything that comes toward you, unfortunately, no matter how horrible it is working for you, because that's what the soul wants. It's always for you, not against you, even in the most horrible things. And I have a hard time understanding that sometimes. So, I mean, some people go through some real hell, but I guess that's what the soul wants you to learn about, to gather strength and move forward. Um, like I said, I do have a horrible time sometimes understanding that. But it's, I always say it's not really for me to 100% understand. It's, the universe knows what it's doing. So, okay. But anyways, it looks beautiful. It just looks like there's going to be an overwhelming time for you, but it's really about balance and about really that comfort zone. Okay, when it comes to the 12th house, remember that's only one of 12 houses. Okay, there could be, I always tell people, don't worry about what's just happening in the 12th house. Remember, you still have the second house, of you still making good money. You have the, you know, could have the fifth house of still romance and love and, good partnerships, stuff like that, right? So one house, you can't, doesn't have to destroy one person. It depends on how you're seeing it, right? Okay, my friends, until next time, peace and love. Bye bye.